Hey guys, Cold here. Welcome back to another raid video. Is this the end of the beloved couple of Teras and Mariska? Right? I'm saying beloved because we hate them, right? We hate facing them, and it's not an easy combo to face. Not an easy combo to beat. Teras has a passive which reduces the damage he takes, and then he also reduces your attack. And then we have Mariska, where whenever she gets hit, Teras gets angry. He's like, "Why did you hit my wife? Why did you hit my..." He comes in and slaps you with his A2 and stuns you and hits you for a big chunk of damage. Overall, an insane combo, and people love to use this combo in Arena. Is this the end of it though? We have news of the fusion. It's coming in very soon, and there's going to be an accompanying champion alongside the fusion, which will be something to contest. Maybe this couple to being the next overpowered couple, maybe in raid. I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think it's gonna be the next overpowered couple. I think they're gonna be great together, but is it gonna be as strong as Teras and Mariska? I don't think so. Again, let's get started with the video because I want to tell you all about this. This will be starting February the 8th for getting White Queen Anora, or Wit, not sure how to pronounce it, but in situations where you would only have one of the two champions, okay, is Teras on his own a strong champion? Do you think that is the case? Would that also match the other guy being available as a duo in this couple? Is that also going to be the case for that dude? And then the same thing for Mariska. Is she strong on her own? The answer is of course yes. This passive is insane for many situations. Reviving all allies with Terminator and having this as a crazy passive, it's just insane. Okay, insane. And then you have another reviver and just an endless loop, right? So is this, like, let's say we compare the two females, right, Mariska and then the fusion champion, are they going toe to toe? Can you compare them? No, you cannot. I definitely think Teras and Mariska are still gonna be insane combo. But yeah, let's go and have a look at the brand new fusion coming in, plus the accompanying duo champion. Let's get started. I will not show you what probably the other creators showed, which was this and then this. These are the two heroes with their skills, okay? What I will show is something I custom made just for this occasion, because although she looks great, her skills look great, I haven't started going over them. I want to show you this. This is what you will be going for in terms of the fusion, all right? 90% of you guys will not be able to acquire a Void Legendary Champion. I highly doubt that this will be available through a champion training event like we had other champions, which I can't comment on. We did have a champion training for this one, I believe. I believe we had the combo of, was it Asgore? Or I think it was... trying to remember. I think it was the Dark Elves dude, Altan, with the other Sylvan Watcher, Oela, right? I think it was those two, and we had Altan being offered through a champion training. This one will be a Void champion that will be contesting the throne of Teras and Mariska. So highly doubt that this guy will be available for people to easily get him. I think it's going to be 120 Void champion summoning, okay? Guaranteed. But 120 voids, it's gonna sound a lot. Or actually, they might not even do a guarantee. They might just do a 25x. Well, 15x going all the way to 25x and call it a day, right? Like, Pliam, our job is done. So that is the first problem I have. Let's go back at White Queen Anora, okay? Anora. What's the A1? 30% chance to decrease the cooldown of a random ally skill by 2 turns. Except this champion. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Goes to 50%. This is very similar to what another champion in the game has at the moment, which is our Golden Reaper. Okay, if you've never seen Golden Reaper, we have this skill available already. This is it. Basically, it's the exact same skill, but this is 1 turn, and she'll be reducing it by 2 turns. I mean, she's a legendary, so it kind of makes sense for it to be a little bit stronger, plus a heal if the skills are fully reset, which is all right, I guess. Then let's have a look at the A2. 4 turns, removes all debuffs from all allies, places a shield buff on them equal to 25% of this champion's max HP. Nothing too crazy. A 3-turn cooldown cleanse plus a shield. Nothing too crazy, but I do like the fact that it's a lower cooldown when you book it out. So I can see the usage coming out of that one. Then Rise My Love. Well, if you don't have the love, you're just gonna have the rise, right? Revives a dead ally with 50% health and 75% turn meter. Resets the cooldowns of the revived allied skills. This is fantastic. This is very similar to what we have with Godseeker Aniri. She has the same kit, basically with the revive, but not the turn meter boost. I like the turn meter boost a lot. And my guess is that she can potentially, with this way, she can potentially be used maybe for Sand Devil with this kind of thing where you reset the cooldowns of your ally. Although she does not have a heal on herself, she'll have to go in there with very, very strong regen plus maybe Defiant Set in order to survive, which is very unlikely. So now that I think about it, might not be able to do that. So after the revival, you also decrease turn meter. That it's nice, but it means you'll have to focus accuracy for this part, which I don't see the reason to focus accuracy with her. I'm not sure though what her other skill is if she has the ally with her. Whenever an enemy tries to place a fear, true fear, freeze, provoke, sleep, stun, or petrification debuff on the ally with the highest crit damage, transfer those debuffs to this champion instead. Feels the turn meter of this champion by 50% of this champion's if this champion misses the turn due to one of these debuffs. All right, yeah, pretty cool. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. This is already cool on its own versus a Teras, because Teras can apply a fear to your team. But if you look at this champion as a whole by itself, okay, this is the next fusion that is coming next week, right? Is this worth the trouble for any account out there? Let's say I'm on my free-to-play account right now. Is this worth the trouble? I'm looking at it. I'm not sure, right? We gotta get the decrease of the cooldown on the ally skills. That can be good for many situations. Clan balls, you can go nuts in there, especially if you're not using like a speed tune team that you depend on your cooldowns to create a proper tune. You're gonna have a cleanse plus a big shield to protect your team at the 3-turn cooldown if you manage to book it. As a free to play, I won't be able to book it out. I won't be able to book out the A1. I won't be able to book out anything. I have a 3-turn revive, which is kind of nice. Big turn meter chunk plus a reset on cooldowns. I like that. And then I'll have a passive which is only basically available when you get, let's say, a stun on the clan boss, or in any other situation where somebody applies like a crowd control on your DPS champion. So you transfer those debuffs to this champion instead. So we are assuming that this will be to protect your ally. So this is the kit. I don't think that she's that amazing by herself. I like this part though. It's like an overpowered Godseeker Aniri revive, okay, because of the turn meter feel. And then we also have the A1, which will be like a 30% chance to reduce the cooldowns, which is still low and not that great. This will not activate, I'm guessing, because you won't have somebody dead most of the time in a fight. If things go bad, then yes, somebody will die and she'll revive, but you'll have just your A2 and your A1 for the most part, and using these two skills. And then the passive is whenever it does happen, she'll be able to do that and get a fill in her turn meter if she gets, you know, any of these debuffs. So it can work on the Hydra, because there's Hydra heads that apply fear. They will apply it on everybody, so that can be annoying. There's provoke also being applied in the Hydra, and that will apply to your ally with the highest crit damage. So she will be basically cleansing that champion, and then getting a good turn meter feel. I like it. She's in that sense, I can't see use out of her, but overall she's not that amazing on her own. The big selling point is here, where you unlock much more things when you have the White King Narciss here. Let's go over his kit first and see how strong he can be. He's an HP legendary in the Night Revenant. Attacks one enemy, 30% chance to randomly increase the cooldowns of one of the target skills by 2 turns. This effect cannot be resisted, so you're gonna have them together. You'll be increasing the cooldowns of a target by 50% chance to increase it by 2 turns. Kind of like it. Seems very strong, and also, you know, book dependent here. 4 books on the A1, crazy. A2 Desecration Blast. It's an AoE. It's going to ignore target's defense plus an extra hit if there's a shield or a strengthen. So that is pretty important to know. Shields are most of the time available in Arena. If we think about it, everybody has a bolster set. So that will be a double hit guarantee with ignoring defense. That is very nice for an HP based legendary. We just hope that his multipliers are worthy. And then damage inflicted cannot be decreased by enemy passive skills, and of course cannot be increased also by this champion's masteries or ally passive skills. So except when attacking bosses. So what he will be good for is against champions like Teras, champions that are will mitigate damage based on their passives or masteries, like Duchess, Teras. He will have a very strong A2 here, and most likely will be, you know, one-shotting a lot of targets that he'll be doing double hit on, but will need to test his multipliers. Spirits Claim You. Attack one enemy 2 times, increases the damage inflicted by this skill by 10% for each buff on the target. Stacks up to 50%. So again, Teras will be getting buffed up, and then he'll be doing more damage based on that. So based on that, plus also how many buffs you have. He's just trying to kill that target with the block revive as well. And under 3 or more buffs, he'll do the block revive. Yeah. Also grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy when the White Queen Anora is on the same team. Crazy that you get an extra turn here. So this from a 4 turn will become a 3 turn basically, and you can get your skills again much more quickly. Then we have a look at Mantle of Undeath. This champion will receive 50% less damage when attacked by enemies, including bosses and their minions, out of their active turn. This is crazy, reducing damage all bosses do to you if they hit you out of their active turn. This is very specific because there's not many bosses that hit you out of their active turn. I can think of a user now, but that will be locking this guy on rotations. So this is mostly for PvP, like Teras hits out of his turn. So any champion that counterattacks and hits this guy, that counts as an attack out of their turn. So he'll be receiving less damage. And have a look at this. This champion will receive no damage when attacked by enemies out of their active turn. So if you have the duo together, he'll be receiving 0 damage from Teras. Basically, he'll completely wipe out that team. So people will be going for this guy. I guarantee people who like PvP. But if you're not spending thousands, you won't be able to compete, guys, just because you have this duo. You won't be able to compete with the top. I mean, always. Okay? You might be able to get into Plat Arena if that's something that you want, but always think of all this stuff. This effect does not apply against bosses and their minions. This champion skills will also ignore shield and strengthen buffs. Okay, his skills will ignore the shield and strengthen, but he will still hit for the double hit here. So it is interesting that he has that passive, that he'll forever ignore shield. That is very nice, even with his A1 and his A3. But his A2 will be doing double hit if there's a shield on. Plus he's got Anora for HP in all battles, boosted by 33%. So this guy sounds amazing, and he makes her amazing as well, because if you have them both together, then what happens is he'll be able to decrease the cooldowns of the Viking Narciss at that point. Exactly. So you won't have to have the randomness of decreasing the skills. And if he has no skills on cooldowns, she'll be actually reducing a random ally skill. So that's what happens here. She'll be directly affecting the King Narciss, and then she'll also be able to provide a strengthen buff on everybody if Narciss is on the same team. So her A2 becomes even better. And if again he's on the same team and is the target of the revive, he'll be giving him 100% turn meter, which is crazy good. And then also decrease all the enemies' turn meter by 20% instead. And this effect cannot be resisted, means you won't have to get accuracy. Again, if you remove any of these effects from at the start of this champion, remove any of these effects from this champion if King Narciss is on the same team. So she actually won't even lose her turn. So I'm not sure what well, this is just a cleanse basically, but she won't be able to get the turn meter fill if she lost a turn. So it's like you won't be losing your turn, but you know, you won't be getting that Terminator field that would have helped you get back, you know, to the next turn. So sounds very interesting. The combo sounds very interesting together, but it's more than likely, guys, we're gonna be using this, right? Me and you guys, we're probably gonna be using this, especially if it's a guaranteed at 120. I don't have that kind of you know, void charts to pull to get the other guy, and I really want a Teras, so I still haven't managed to get Teras. With my luck, I'll be going for this guy and I'll get Teras. But I still love to use Teras, if I'm being honest. It all depends on this guy's multipliers. It will all show when this guy is live. But we have, what, the 2nd of the month now. By the 8th, we'll probably get a test server access and play around with these guys. Obviously, you should be expecting a video on the showcase, and we'll see on how that does. I will be doing a separate one for just Queen Anora, and then another one with them together, and also just a solo showcase of King Narciss, just to see on how they perform. But we're assuming that everybody right, will be getting here, will not really need this. They want to get the couple together, right? For the majority of players though, just think about it. Do you need somebody that revives? Do you need somebody that provides a shield plus a cleanse? These are the things to think about. It's a nice Revenant champion, so it will be very strong for that specific faction. So if you're having issues pushing that, think about it, and you might be able to you know, improve on that a little bit. Overall, I'm not being that hopeful that they're gonna make this easy to get. This guy for sure is not gonna be through champion training. More than likely gonna be just shards, and it's void. I don't think it's gonna be guaranteed. Very unlikely. If it is, it might not even be 120. Might be 150 voids. But if he's like matched with Teras, have they ever done a guaranteed for Teras? No. So I don't think they're gonna give away this champion for such a cheap price of 150 voids. Remember, people are pulling 500 voids, which are priced like $3 each, 2.5, best case scenario, and they don't get their champion. So they want that to happen for this guy, because he's gonna be, you know, the answer to the couple. But of course, in live arena, you just ban this guy, and you're left with her, which is like a mediocre support, right? In my mind. So yeah, this was the video, guys, just going over these 2 new champions added to the game. We do have, you know, alternatives that do what she does, all right? But I don't think the majority of players will be able to use both of the champions. So think twice before going crazy on the fusion, right? Spending maybe money, because you might not be able to get the void, all right? Just have a think of that. But anyway, you can do whatever you want, guys. As I said in another video, I heard a phrase called where like a guy said, well, you don't have to listen to me, I'm not your dad. I might start using that phrase. But yeah, what do you guys think? Will this be breaking the game in any way? I really want to see the multipliers of that guy, so I can't wait for the test server access. Until that time, thank you all. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.